Hello and welcome to our video, 10 informations you need to know about yesterday. In this video, we'll be covering some of the most important events that took place yesterday, giving you a quick summary of each one. The SNP to unveil new leader. Later today, the SNP is set to reveal the successor to Nicola Sturgeon. The contenders, Ash Reagan, Humza Yousaf, and Kate Forbes, have been in a tight race, with the winner facing a vote at Holyrood on Tuesday. The successful candidate will also be confirmed as Scotland's new First Minister. According to bookmakers, Yousaf is the frontrunner to win the leadership race. The Daily Record noted that Sturgeon's sudden resignation after more than 8 years in Scottish politics last month kick-started the leadership contest, stunning the political world. Protests in Israel escalate. Demonstrators numbering in the tens of thousands took to the streets across Israel, prompting police and soldiers in Jerusalem to use water cannons against them after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed his defense minister, Yoav Gallant. The Guardian reported that protesters blocked Tel Aviv's main road, turning the Ayalon highway into a sea of blue and white Israeli flags. Gallant had opposed controversial plans to overhaul the justice system. According to a Haaretz columnist, Netanyahu has become the pyromaniac-in-chief of a government of arsonists. Braverman accused of wrongdoing. Senior government sources informed The Times that Salah Braverman is a sock puppet under the sway of Tory right-wingers who feel that Rishi Sunak has not done enough to clamp down on channel crossings. The Home Secretary is accused of secretly backing a backbench rebellion against her own illegal migration bill to compel Sunak to toughen measures to combat the small boats crisis. The source alleged that Braverman wishes to spook us to offer concessions to persuade them to withdraw their amendments because a big rebellion would be embarrassing. Oil spill incident in Poole. After around 200 barrels of reservoir fluid, including oil, leaked into the water at Poole Harbour in Dorset, a major incident was declared. The public was advised not to swim in the area or its surroundings until further notice. Perenco, a gas company, said that a small quantity of the fluid had escaped from its pipeline and that some had already been retrieved as of late Sunday evening. The BBC reported that Poole is a site of special scientific interest, which is home to various wading birds. Report warns of new inequality risks from long COVID. According to a new report, 2/3 of workers with long COVID in the UK have faced unfair treatment, which may create new, long-lasting inequalities if not addressed by the government. The report, based on responses from more than 3,000 long COVID sufferers, reveals that many report harassment, disbelief about their symptoms, or even threats of disciplinary action. The TUC and the charity Long COVID Support have urged the government to ensure that long COVID sufferers receive the support they need from their employers, and 1 in 7 respondents stated that they had lost their job. Migrant boats sink off Tunisia coast. At least 29 migrants have died after 2 boats sank within hours of each other off the coast of Tunisia, officials have said. This is the latest in a string of migrant boat capsizes in the past few days, with 5 other incidents occurring in the past 4 days alone. The coast near Sfax has become a major departure point for people fleeing poverty and conflict in Africa and the Middle East in the hope of finding a better life in Europe, according to Al Jazeera. Leaked document warns of NHS staff shortages. An internal 107-page document warns that NHS staff shortages in England could exceed 570,000 by 2036, requiring a massive injection of homegrown doctors, nurses, GPs, and dentists to avert a recruitment crisis. On current trends, the health service is already operating with 154,000 fewer full-time staff than it needs, and this number could balloon to 571,000 staff by 2036. The Guardian has claimed that Jeremy Hunt is playing a key role in watering down NHS England's proposals to increase staff. Raw sewage dumped into rivers and coastal areas in England. According to a report forecast in The Times, official data will show that raw sewage was dumped into rivers and coastal areas across England more than 300,000 times last year. While the number of times sewage pollution was spilt from storm overflows reduced by almost a fifth in 2022 compared to the previous year, the total of 300,953 spills has been labeled appalling by campaigners. Feargal Sharkey, a singer-turned-activist, has called for a full flush and total restructuring of the industry. The Environment Agency is due to release the data on Friday. Oxford rower hospitalized after boat race. Cambridge's men won their fourth boat race in 5 years, beating Oxford on choppy waters by just over a length in a close race. Unfortunately, Oxford rower Felix Drinkall collapsed at the end of the race and was taken to hospital in an ambulance, causing Cambridge's subdued celebrations, with spectators concerned about Drinkall's condition, as per the Daily Mirror. University challenge accused of favouring Oxbridge. Frank Caulfield, a professor at University College London, has accused the BBC of favouring Oxbridge by allowing each college to enter separately in the University Challenge. Caulfield criticised that each of the 70-plus Oxbridge colleges, some with only 300 or 400 students, can compete in the contest, while large civic universities like Manchester and Birmingham, with upwards of 40,000 students, are only allowed one entry each. A BBC spokesman responded that all education institutions offering teaching towards university-level qualifications are welcome to apply to University Challenge independently.